Again, I almost fell into that. I didn't make the claim.
You did.
So I don't have to demonstrate.
You did make the claim. You said that that the new universe was created by the old universe, which is created by the old universe, and so on and so on and so forth. Infinite regress. So you made the claim that there's multiple.
Okay, well, you're absolutely right. I did make that claim. I do apologize for that. I will own up to that. I did make that claim. You're absolutely right.
Hi, welcome back to Religious Insight. On this episode, Godlogic is debating Nick the Atheist as he came to find out if somebody can come down from heaven and at the same time go back to heaven in the same way they came. And this is an epic debate. Let's watch this video for more fascinating details.
I'm here to be proven too. Can you do that?
I don't know.
You don't know if you can prove something? Then why are you making all these claims if you can't prove anything?
All I can do is give you evidence. Whether you accept the evidence is on you, you know?
Where's the evidence?
What do you want to know?
Whatever you're trying to prove.
Okay, what do you believe?
It doesn't matter what I believe. I need you to prove what you believe.
It does matter what you believe, my friend. I'm not here.
I believe in things that I can see, touch, feel, and recreate.
Are you an atheist?
I'm agnostic.
Okay. Can you touch love?
No.
Do you believe in love?
I believe in emotions.
Do you believe in love?
Yes.
You believe in emotions. Can you touch emotions?
Yeah. No.
So you do believe in things that you cannot feel, touch, taste.
No, I can feel. I can feel love. I can feel emotions.
You can feel. So you can put love on a weight. Can you weigh it? Or can you weigh emotions?
No, but I can feel love though.
All right.
I have children. Trust me, I can feel love.
So, but is this a physical feeling or is this more of a metaphysical feeling?
I don't know, because I don't know how to answer that to you, because you may think it's cap and I may be telling you the complete truth because you may not experience it the same way I do. So, but we can move on. Again, I'm not here to disprove anything.
No,
the onus is not on me to disprove anything. The onus is on you to prove.
Oh, it is.
No, you can't switch it. No, I'm not making any claims. I didn't claim there is one or there isn't one. I just asked you, how can you prove it?
I haven't made a claim to you either. We're just reasoning together. So we're not.
You did make a claim. Maybe not to me, but broadly you made a claim.
You made a claim.
What claim did I make?
You said, I only believe in things that I can see, touch, hear, feel.
Right.
Your physical senses.
Right.
Okay? So,
but I don't have to prove any of that to you. I'm not trying to prove that to you. I'm not trying to put that onto you, right? I'm not trying to get you to.
I'm trying to
believe me. You're trying to get me to believe you.
Oh no! I'm just reasoning with you, bro.
Okay, so, well, listen.
I think that very easily. Are
you putting me on trial, or are you going to prove to me what you?
It's a conversation.
You said God came down, manifested Himself.
All right, now I got to mute you because you're being rude. So let's listen to each other. It's too late. I'm not going to talk over you. So please don't talk over me at this point. All right. So you just said that you believe in love. You can't feel it physically. You can't touch it, see it. You can't weigh it. You can't measure it. But yet you believe in it. And you say you do feel it. Now, the question is, again, do you feel love physically, or is it a metaphysical feeling? Go ahead and answer. You can unmute your mic. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. No, you're correct on that. Metaphysical.
Beautiful. So, when you say it's metaphysical, that means that you do believe in things that are beyond your physical senses.
No. I have a brain. Right? I have a brain. So I do know there are 5 senses, right? That physical senses, right? But I also have a brain that can be considered my 6th sense as well, because I know and understand that feeling that I have is not something that I can touch, smell, or physically feel. No, I know that, but I do understand that I feel love.
Okay. What do you think? How do you think these senses are communicated? What do you think communicates these senses to you?
My brain.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it's your brain that communicates your physical senses. Mm-hmm. Yet your brain also communicates a metaphysical sense. Mm-hmm. It doesn't create it, it communicates it with you to you. So this is showing you again that you believe and acknowledge a metaphysical existence that goes beyond your
something
physical.
That I can feel, whether it's physical or not. I can feel it.
Okay, so I just showed you.
So I know it's real.
I look. Right. I just demonstrated it to you that you believe in something that is beyond your physical senses, and that's okay.
Now, if you're looking for one-word answers from me so you can continue on with your own narrative to try to frame it how you want, then we can do that. But if you would like for me to respond, because you're a very intelligent brother, I can tell, right? And you also know that every question isn't a full stop, yes or no, right?
Agreed.
So
if I ask you a question, brother, and you feel like you want to expound on your answer, you have every freedom to. I'm not stopping you when you do. You know,
communication skills are great. You have a tendency of do run-on sentences. After you have the question, you will continue with the run-on sentences. So if you would just end the question and then allow me to answer whether it's a one-word answer or not, and then you can continue with the bigger point of your question. But you're trying to run them all together, so you're not giving me an opportunity. So I might be thinking of the original question, but you moved on to 2 or 3 more questions, and that's how the conversation will get diluted.
All right. Well, let's
play fair.
Let me try it. Let me try it your way. Maybe I'm moving a little too fast with my questions. Let me try it your way.
You're not moving too fast. You know what you're doing. You're just trying to run them together so you can get a whole narrative out of 5 questions disguised as one.
No, I don't have a plan of this, brother. It's just I go by. I listen to it so long. My questions.
So long, it's subconsciously now.
Listen, Nick.
All right, let's go, brother.
My questions are birthed off of what I hear you say. Okay. I just listen to you.
Okay.
Based on what you say.
Wait. Let's slow down. Because again, you're very good at what you do. Let's slow down.
That's what they say.
Let me say, this is your show. I respect your show. You can drive it in the manner which you want to drive it in, but don't bait and switch me if you're going to do that, right? So I'm not here. You're trying to get me to disprove what you believe. That's what it's all coming down to. And it's not on me to disprove what you believe. All I'm asking you for is to prove to me any of the claims that I've heard you say while I was waiting to come on with you. Like, please give me the proof that a deity manifested himself into a human body and came down to earth, died on the cross, and ascended back to wherever he came from. What proof do you have?
Yeah, no. So that's not how this goes. I mean, we don't go straight to the stake when you are on milk right now. You're on milk.
Okay. The thing is, I know where you're getting to. I do know you're getting to.
Don't interrupt me, please.
I just want to get to the state because I know you're getting to, and I don't want to go through it.
But see, a lot of times, if you just want to get to the stake, you'll.
And I'm going to acknowledge everything you say. Let's assume everything you're going to say is absolutely.
Let me finish what I'm saying, though. Okay. So we got to take the baby steps first.
All right. I think you're enjoying this. I think you know.
I like this conversation.
I'm a challenge for you, and you're getting excited. You were just about to fall asleep 15 minutes ago. So let's go. Let's go.
All right. So based off what we just came to, we understand that there is a physical existence and there is a metaphysical existence. right? Things that are beyond our physical senses, our physical world. Okay. So we agree there so far. Boom. So now we know that you're not a naturalist. Okay. You're not a materialist. Usually agnostics and atheists, when they deny God because of what you said earlier.
Don't deny God. That's a false narrative. They do not deny God.
They do.
They do not deny God. Again, our job is not to disprove anything. Our job is to simply say we don't know, and where's the proof?
Nick, you say you do deny God. So
I don't
it's
deny
really
God.
it's really a
I don't deny God.
It's a way to try to get out of
No.
the dilemma that you're in, that you now have to provide an explanation for the alternative.
If you would not assume you have figured me out in 10 minutes. Wait, hold on. If you would not assume that you have figured me out in 10 minutes, my 53 years of living, and you have wound it down to 10 minutes, if you would not do that and just ask me, do I believe there is a God? Ask me.
You already did. I asked you.
No, you didn't. You asked me, was I atheist? I told you I was agnostic.
You deny God, bro. Stop playing like you don't. You deny him.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
All right, let's continue then. Let's see if you do or don't. Let's continue.
Okay.
So
I don't affirm nor deny.
no worries. You're not an analogist. You're not a naturalist. You're not a materialist. So you acknowledge a metaphysical existence. Do you believe?
I acknowledge my brain.
Good. Do you believe in the laws of logic?
Again, a loaded question. I mean, what's logical for you may not be logical for me. But just for argument's sake, yes, I do.
Okay. Can you feel the laws of logic?
See, oh my God. Oh my God, man. This is an old argument, man. I'm so tired of this argument. There was a song, right? When a guy came, a gospel song, when someone came up and said, how do I know God is real? Can you feel God? Can you touch God? Can you see God? And the man said, well, can you feel pain? Can you taste pain? Can you hold pain? Whatever it was, then how do you know pain is real? That's an old gospel song, what you're trying to do to me. But none of that is going to disprove or prove anything to me, right? Is not, because I cannot prove to you that I feel love. I can only tell you that I feel love, but I can't prove it to you. And so the bottom line is, no matter what you believe or what you spew out, you cannot prove it to me.
Do you feel the laws of logic? Yes or no?
It depends on what your definition of logic is. So what do you define as to be logic?
So there's what is called reasoning and logic, and these are metaphysical concepts.
I understand.
That are real, metaphysical realities. Okay?
Absolutely.
Can you feel them? Can you feel the laws of logic? So like I
can sense them.
Can you feel them?
Physically, no.
You said you can sense them. Can you sense them physically?
You can't sense well, no, I can't sense them physically.
Beautiful. Yet you believe in the laws of logic, although you can't see them or feel them, touch them, taste them, hear them. You believe in what you cannot physically sense.
Do you believe what I've told you so far?
Yep.
And all you have is a belief?
No, I have knowledge. I believe in what I know.
As far as what I've told you about me?
Yep.
All you have is a belief?
No, I have that knowledge. I know that about you now.
Come on, man. See, that's what separates theists from non-theists.
All right, whatever. So
it's the point of I know, or it's the absolute versus the I don't know.
Well, it's I mean, no worries. So
okay.
So we got to the point, bro. Remember when I asked you? The only reason why I took you to this road is because of what you said to me.
Absolutely.
I asked you.
Right.
You believe in God, right? Are you an atheist?
You never asked me if I believed in God.
Yes.
You asked me if I was atheist.
You said, I only believe in what I can see, touch, taste, feel, hear. With my own eyes and my own senses.
But that's not a disqualifier of God.
Let me just finish.
Okay.
So I just demonstrated to you that actually that wasn't true, that you do believe in things that you cannot see, touch, taste, feel, or hear with your physical senses.
But I guess we disagreed what the meaning of is. Do you understand what that means? I mean, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm not going to allow you to trap me in your belief system and to get me to acknowledge your beliefs without me having any proof that your belief is real, right? So we're going to have to disagree or agree to what the definition of is before we continue. And I don't think we can do that.
Okay.
So again, off of me now, can we reverse this and go back to what I originally wanted you to prove to me, that a physical man died on a cross for your sins?
Nope.
How can you prove that to me?
That's steak or milk. First, I need to demonstrate to you that God exists in the first place.
Say what?
I have to demonstrate to you that God exists in the first place.
How can you do that?
Anything else?
How can you do that?
It's the first step. The first step of doing this,
Okay,
is showing you that there are metaphysical realities.
okay,
Showing you that there are things that are beyond our material world that exist and that are real and that we actually believe in.
right,
Like the laws of logic, like love, things of this nature.
Right.
Okay. So we now know that there's a metaphysical reality. God himself fits in the category of the metaphysical reality, things that are beyond. Okay. So we now know that that realm is real. Now, here's phase 2. The creation of the universe.
okay.
How would you say it came to be?
Well, I'm not a astrophysicist or a scientist, but I do listen to astrophysicists and scientists, and their theory is a lot more plausible to me than any other theory. So,
Which is?
I believe the Big Bang theory.
Okay, cool. We'll go with the Big Bang theory.
Okay.
So the Big Bang theory is that there was, if you reverse all of this, because the universe is expanding. So if you were to rewind it all the way back, you rewind it back all the way to an infinitely small point where everything was combined and congested into a small point up until there was nothing. And then suddenly, so there's nothing, suddenly there's energy, there's matter, there's heat, and then boom, matter explodes and energy explodes into the universe. Boom, we have the universe is created.
Are you using those that talking point there, assuming that I'm not aware of what you're leaving out, one of the most important components of that happening?
No, help me. What did I leave out?
You know, a star exploded, right?
No, that is not the Big Bang theory, brother.
No, what do you mean that's not the Big Bang theory? You think the Big Bang theory just boom happened?
Yes, that's the Big Bang theory.
Okay, so what happened was
there were no stars yet, man. There was no gravity yet for a star to be held. There was no space for a star to be in yet. All of that stuff came to be from the Big Bang.
Came to be from the creation of the new universe, from the old universe, from the star exploding, dying, and it created the Big Bang, which created a void, a black hole, so to speak, and that came.
No, that's not the Big Bang theory. But again, let me go with you. Let me go with you with this theory. But now what you're talking about is,
and it is just a theory, by the way.
Infinite regress. What you're saying is that what created this new universe was an old universe. What created that universe?
An old universe.
Another old universe. And what created that old universe?
Another old universe. Okay, we can hold on. I can either do it that way, or I can say I don't know. But I don't know doesn't mean that whatever you say is right.
No worries. If we're just said
that's not a victory for you.
It's not. We're not.
All right.
We're no. There's no winners or losers here.
Okay.
Only if you were denied Jesus, then you are the loser.
How can you prove that to me?
Baby steps. First, you have to believe that there's a God first. In order
No, you don't. Well, in order for me to believe there's a God, you have to show me proof.
Hold on a second. Let's attack let's attack what you said.
Okay.
You said that this makes more sense to me.
Right.
Like this theory here.
Right.
And what you just described.
You don't have to break down the theory. Let's just assume that we both know what the theory is, and that makes more sense. What you described
is called infinite regress. You know what that is?
Okay.
You know what that is?
Infinite regress. Well, when it continues to forever. I mean, it's
right.
Infinite.
So it's meaning. Right. It means that
there's no end period.
There is exactly, but not just an end period. There's it's a loop. You're saying that there's an old universe that created the new universe that was created by the old 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 universe. So that's
similar to the cycle of life.
So there is, but here's the point: there would be no cycle of life.
Says who?
In an infinite regress, there would be no point in time where we get here. There's no movement of time.
Okay.
There's no progress because
it's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true.
It's an infinite loop.
It is not, because now you have to factor in everything surrounding where the life or whatever it may be exists. You have to examine the conditions. Was it perfect conditions at this particular time in the infinite regress? Was it the infinite regress doesn't mean that every little iota thing remains the same.
You don't get it.
Mean that.
In an infinite regress, you would not have ever gotten here.
That's not
Life
true.
Would not have ever developed.
That is not true.
There would not have been no star born.
That is not true.
Yes,
that
it is
not
true, because there's an infinite regress. It's a loop. It's a loop.
You do realize that every star is some universe's sun, right?
No.
By the time you're able to see a star, to see the light of the star, there's
only one universe. There's not multiple universes. There's only one. There's only one space-time continuum.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Can you demonstrate to me otherwise?
Can you demonstrate to me not? But it's not to me. Wait. Again, I almost fell into that. I didn't make the claim.
You did.
So I don't have to demonstrate.
You did make the claim. You said that that the new universe was created by the old universe, which is created by the old universe, and so on and so on and so forth. Infinite regress. So you made the claim that there's multiple.
Okay, well, you're absolutely right. I did make that claim. I do apologize for that. I will own up to that. I did make that claim. You're absolutely right. But I told you your run-on questions kind of do get me there. But no, I cannot prove to you that there are other universes.
Okay, so all we know from what we know,
I can prove you there's other galaxies, though.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
All right, we're on the same page. Good, we're on the same page.
All right.
So there's multiple galaxies within the universe.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So okay, good. So when we have this foundation, we know that the universe was created. Scientifically,
we don't know that.
Yes, we do. It had to begin.
We don't.
It had to begin.
That's not a science on the planet that'll tell you they know that.
Yes, they do.
No, they have a theory. They have a theory.
You know who Stephen Hawking was?
I do know who Stephen Hawking is.
Okay, so Stephen Hawking says that the universe began, and then he tried to come up. He was an atheist, by the way. So he tried to come up. He tried to come up with a resolution of getting away from God, and tried to say that the universe created itself because of gravity.
So
stupid. Okay. And Stephen Hawking was a genius, by the way.
Right.
That's how stupid.
I do understand that. But a lot of other.
Let me say this, please, because this is for the edification of the room.
Okay.
This is how foolish atheism would make a genius. A genius would become a fool in an instant when they reject God, because now they're saying things that are inherently contradictory. You cannot say the universe is created, however, it created itself. That would mean that the universe had to pre-exist its own creation to create itself, and that's just a contradiction. That's stupid. It's foolish.
Will you be willing to say that yes, Stephen Hawking was considered to be a genius?
He was a genius.
Okay. Would you also be willing to admit that Stephen Hawking had multiple failed theories?
Sure.
So why not mention that? Why focus
Because
so much
that's
on that
irrelevant.
one particular theory?
I'll tell you why. Because it's irrelevant to the point you made. You said
But
there's
no.
not one known scientist
Okay.
that would say we know that the universe had a beginning. I'm telling you, they do say this all the time.
And I'm very familiar with Stephen Hawking, and I have to go back and look that up for myself to see if that was actual or for me to perceive it in more
It's
context, right?
it's in one of his books, man.
The
I
context matters.
forgot the name of the book. I did a report on it. It was because I was just so amazed by it. But I forgot the name of the book. But it was in one of his books.
How long have you been a theist?
All my life.
Okay, so would you admit as a theist that you went into this book a little biased?
No. It's just simple. I saw the title. I saw it was Stephen Hawking. I had to see what he had to say.
But okay, when you got to that part of the book,
I'm biased towards truth, if you want to say that.
when you got to that part, yeah, but whose truth?
The truth. There is no whose truth.
No.
See, here's another thing. Do you believe truth is subjective?
It can be. There are some subjective truths. Absolutely.
Is that what you just said? Is that objective or subjectively true?
It is absolutely. However, that proves my point as well.
Wait. You didn't answer the
That
question.
proved my
Is what you
point as
said-
well.
Is what you said that truth can be subjective?
Right,
Is that
and that
an
was
objective
subjective
or is
truth. And that was a subjective truth.
Okay, let me ask you this. When you said that was a subjective truth, is that an objective truth that it was a subjective truth? Or is it
It was also an objective truth that subjective truth comment was true.
Do you see how that's a you're contradicting yourself, man.
I didn't make the rules, brother, but you know what
I know. God did.
I didn't make the rules.
Look, I know you didn't make the rules. God did.
Like
And
I stubbed my toe.
Hold on, Nick.
I stubbed my toe is very painful. My
Nick,
girl
hold on,
cheats
bro.
on me is very
Nick,
painful.
Hold on, please. God is the one who made the rules. And when you start to go against the rules, you begin to float on a position that is baseless. That is,
brain
you have
made
no
the
foundation on. That's why people like even Stephen Hawking will have positions that are self-refuting.
Neil deGrasse Tyson would.
That is
Neil deGrasse Tyson will argue that what Stephen Hawking said. He will argue that. He will argue that what Stephen Hawking said, and he's also an atheist.
I couldn't care less.
I know, but
My only point is this, man. My only point is I'm listening to, look, if you pay attention to my style, like I'm watching you, watching me.
Right.
Pay attention to my style.
right.
Every point that I'm making is based off what I hear you say. Based off what I hear you say, I address what you said.
But it hasn't proven anything to me.
Number one, it proves that scientists, even the most smartest among us, do conclude that the universe had a beginning and was created. They do. But they even go, the smart of us say that the universe created itself, as stupid as that is.
Okay, so
We know that can't be true, but we know that the universe created itself, so we need an explanation that follows, that makes sense. That's
so that means God.
Absolutely.
But you have no proof.
We'll demonstrate that. So, for example, the syllogism goes like this. Number one, everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist. Therefore, the universe has a cause. Does that make sense so far?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, this is what we know about the universe. The universe having a cause. Time, space, and matter came into existence when the universe came into existence. That's what the universe is. Space, time, matter, and energy. So, space, time, matter, and energy had a beginning. That means that time, space, matter, and energy had a cause. So, whatever caused, let's say, for example, time to come into existence, that means that the cause of time has to be timeless, infinite, not bound to time. Space came into existence. So the cause of space has to be spaceless. not limited to space, omnipresent. Energy and matter, physical, came into existence. That means that the cause of matter and energy has to be infinite, tireless, and immaterial, not made of matter, not limited to matter in physical space. So, this is what we know about the cause of the universe so far. That this cause of the universe is infinite, timeless, spaceless, immaterial, not limited in energy, meaning all powerful. What would you call that cause?
Again, I don't know.
Well, what description would you give it? Work with me.
No.
What description do you give? What word summarizes a cause that is infinite, all powerful, immaterial, not limited to space, tireless, all powerful, like I said, omnipresent? What is a word that encompasses all of those attributes?
One word?
Yeah.
What I would assess to that, my one word that I would assess to that, with the limited information that I do have, one word is
drum roll.
Is
Is what?
It just is.
Okay.
Don't get frustrated with me, brother.
I'm not.
Don't get frustrated with me because that's the best answer I can give you.
No, I actually like your answer.
Okay.
I like your answer. You want to know why?
Why?
Because this is what God says to Moses in the Bible. Moses asks, "Who are you? What am I supposed to say to the people who sent me?" He says, "Tell them that I am that I am. Tell them that I am has sent you." What you're saying is, or existence, the state of existence, the self-existing one, the is, that is literally God's name in the Bible.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the Bible.
Wait, no, not, we're still on milk.
But I have to debunk, not debunk the Bible, but I have to.
You don't got to debunk the Bible yet because we're not even talking.
Right.
We're not even talking about the Bible right now.
We have to qualify the Bible too.
Yeah, that'll be later.
We have to qualify the Bible.
That'll be later.
Okay.
So, do you see though how the word that you attribute this cause to be matches with who we understand God to be?
I can attribute that just as I said is the author of the Bibles, of the books, or the book or the Bible itself didn't know either. So he created a is for his story.
Look, my friend, I'm not even talking about the Bible yet.
No,
at this point,
you have because you just referenced the Bible as to that God's name.
I brought a nugget in, but I'm not proving the Bible right now.
Right.
We're only demonstrating.
I'm not disproving the Bible. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you logically.
We're just demonstrating. Listen,
okay,
Nick. Listen, we're just demonstrating the existence of God right now. The who God is.
I'm not doing that. I wasn't talking about the who.
Well, yeah, you are.
No, I was talking about how
the authors of the Bible just applied, who made up their own is, and yada yada yada.
No, I don't. I want us to stay on track. I want us to stay completely on the same page, right?
Okay.
So let me qualify that as well. All right. You compared my just is to a verse in the Bible as God speaking to Moses, right? And then you said, why do you think I did that? Or you said, maybe you were saying subconsciously, I did it because that is what it is, right? That's the Bible. I mean, that's God talking to you or telling you, or my acknowledgement of the existence of God, right? Is that what you was doing by comparing those two?
I was asking you, why do you think it is that the description
that I give was similar to that one?
matches what God reveals to Moses.
And the only reason I would say that is because I'm human, like the person who wrote the Bible is human, and our brains calculated that together and couldn't come up with a viable explanation. So we said it is.
Right. So it sounds like you agree with the authors of the Bible, the human authors of the Bible, that God exists.
No. I'm saying that they don't know, and they need to attribute it to something.
No, that it's God.
They needed to attribute it to something.
Yeah, so look.
All it is attributions. That's my whole point of this whole conversation. It's attributions without any proof.
For us to have this conversation,
right?
For us to have this, and we're reasoning with each other, and we've been reasoning with each other so far. You've been
preaching to the choir. I haven't disagreed with anything you said.
So far we're at a blockage where you're not being intellectually honest right now.
I am, brother. I am. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I really am.
Okay. All right. Let me go with your is right now.
Okay.
Is the is a what and a or a who?
No.
You got to answer the question. It's a either or.
Right.
Is your is what you just said.
In order for me to attribute something to the is, then it's not a is.
Oh my gosh.
No, for real, seriously, brother. In order for me to say my is a bird, is an airplane, is a deity, is whatever it is, then it's not an is anymore.
Okay. It's simple, man.
Why is your just be?
Is your just be? Man, it's just crazy how you're just spitting Bible verses right now.
Okay.
Is your is personal? Like, does it have personhood, knowledge, mind, or is it just an inanimate existence?
It just is.
That doesn't answer my question.
It wouldn't be okay. We'll go with the former.
That is just an inanimate existence?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you. I'm going to demonstrate to you that actually your is personal.
Okay.
Okay. So, number one, can you give me anything that has been able to produce something, like produce an effect that it itself does not have? Like, it's able to produce properties that it itself does not possess.
That I myself can produce?
No, anything. Can you think of anything in existence that has the ability to produce properties that it itself does not possess?
No, I can't right offhand, no.
Beautiful. So we're using our reasoning. I agree with you.
Okay.
In order for something to produce or to give off properties, it itself has to have those properties in the first place to produce it, right?
You would think.
Yeah, it's just common sense.
Okay.
So now this is that caused the universe also caused and produced beings that are personal. Beings that have a mind, beings that have emotion, beings that have a will, that have decision making, and beings that have self-awareness.
No, not necessarily.
What?
I mean, this can go so deep into not necessarily a rabbit hole, but again, qualifiers are important to me. Right, I just can't acknowledge something when I know how many different components make up that particular point that you're trying to get to, and each one of those components have qualifiers. So
you disagree with me right now?
It's hard for me to acknowledge because I understand. Listen, I'm not going to disagree with anything that you're going to say. I'm not going to disagree with anything you're going to say. The only thing I'm going to say, and I'm not going to disagree with that, I'm just going to ask you, to prove it to me, right?
No,
Up until everything you're saying, I agree with it. They can all be provable facts, right? The one provable fact that you cannot provide to me, or I'm not saying you can't provide to me, you haven't provided to me, is a deity.
no worries.
So I can get to the top of everything.
But my friend,
top of everything, and then I just can't say there's another top.
I listened patiently.
All right.
What I just said, what part of what I just said do you disagree with?
I told you I'm not going to disagree with anything you have to say.
So you're bowing out of the conversation?
No.
You done reasoning with me?
Okay. I don't disagree with anything you said so far.
You say you don't disagree with anything I said so far?
So far.
Okay.
In this line of questioning.
Beautiful. So, as we understood so far, me and you together.
Okay.
We reasoned together.
All right.
That in order for something to produce certain properties, it has to itself possess those properties.
Correct.
Okay. Now, we also said, this is what we know. The is, or the cause of the universe, which is you're calling it the is.
Mm-hmm.
Produced beings in this universe that are personal. Produced beings that have a mind, that have emotions, that have a will, that have self-awareness. Right? So that means that the is itself, since it's able to produce those properties, has to have the properties within itself, a mind, emotions, a will, and self-awareness. Make sense?
No.
Why not?
That. Because I don't know what the is, but I know the is form. I know where the self-awareness, the self-aware, the basically you name it, intelligent people, intelligent life. I know where we come from. I know we come from because of the is. Now where the is come from, I don't know. But I know come from the is.
The is, no, stop. The is doesn't come from anywhere. We already established that the is.
Why the is, I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I didn't ask you why the is. The is just is. Excuse me. Just slow down there.
The is just is.
So let's remember our foundation that we set.
Okay.
We already set the foundation that the is timeless. It's eternal, infinite, because it caused time to come into existence when it created the universe. We already laid out these attributes.
I'm sorry. I know you got a rule. Don't worry about the chat. But he just doesn't want to believe he's in God. But that's not true. That is not true.
Please stay focused. Please stay focused.
Okay, I will.
I don't care about the chat. Stay focused.
Chat, y'all tripping. Stop casting assertions on me. Listen to me.
So we already gave the foundational attributes of the is. The is infinite, so it does not have a beginning. It itself has caused the beginning.
I didn't say that either. Don't do that.
All right, I can't do this anymore.
Come on, but I didn't say that. You want me to agree with you on things that I didn't say. And again, the reason why you're getting frustrated.
No, respectfully, I cannot continue this conversation. Respectfully, I have nothing bad to say about you. You're a nice guy, but I just can't reason with you any further than this. Now we're backtracking, and now you're saying you didn't say stuff when you did. I just can't do this anymore.
No.
So respectfully, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay,
it's too late for me. I don't have any more patience.
I respect you. I absolutely honor you. You make me proud. First of all, you really do. Like, I'm 53 years old, and I will hope that my son would be anywhere near to where you are as a person, as a representation of who my people truly are. I love that about you. I respect that about you, but I just need you to prove to me what you believe. That's all. Like, I would let you date my daughter, seriously. I really mean that. And, you know, I'm a 53-year-old retired military guy who have beautiful children, love his family, love his country, charitable, all of those good things, right? But my only thing is, if you can prove to me, then I will believe it. But I rather know than to believe.
No
That's
worries.
just me. Right. But again, I hope to come back on your TikTok one day. And again, we can say, hey, Nick, and I say, hey, you know, but again, just because our belief systems on that one particular thing may differ, right? And it's not neither necessarily a belief difference. Just because I'm not where you are in your thinking doesn't mean that you and I couldn't be brothers and love each other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you, King. You keep doing what you do, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the encouragement. That was really.
Hey, but that's real, man, because more quote unquote OGs like me, we need to give flowers to the young brothers like you. Because you are absolutely a stereotype breaker. And I appreciate that from you. Right. Now we can get other people who don't look like us to hear you. Maybe some things are changing in this country for my people.
Wow, praise God.
So I'm proud of you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, but be safe.
You too, you too.
Alright, welcome back, guys. That was an amazing and educating one. Share your thoughts in the comment section, what you were able to learn, and also don't forget to like this video as well. Nick basically said, prove this to me, but when Avery started to prove it, then he's like, I'm not going to accept your proofs anyway. And it is somehow annoying because you say they should prove, and when he's trying to prove it to you, or when he's proving it to you, then you try to interrupt him and make it look like what he's saying does not make sense, or you don't accept what he's trying to say. And it shows that he was trying so hard to resist the truth being revealed to him. And that is crazy how he would agree with something until he realizes that he proves him wrong, and then he will change his mind and disagree with it immediately. And that is a sign of someone who is being dishonest. He doesn't believe in God, but he believes in an eternal star that always exists and creates everything. Since they are ready to follow their lustful desire, the lust of their heart have given them to confusion to rule over their existence. And that is the case with Nick in this instance. As the Bible rightly says, the fool says there is no God in his heart, and Nick fits into this narrative of the Bible perfectly. The problem is with this particular gentleman, he is coming into a conversation with too many expectations, claiming to already know where the conversation is going to end, which is leading him to be very reactive to whatever Godlogic is saying or asking him. He is also very impatient, which is one of his character flaws. He wants everything to be instant. So his problem is that he is already projecting what he believes is going to happen in the conversation, or what he wants to happen in the conversation, and completely ignoring the facts being revealed to him. He was funny in the end, and it was an interesting conversation between him and Godlogic. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to share this video. We'd love to see you in the next episode.